Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. I had a request to color out of Love for Fabrics. This is a color by number book by Prachi Dewan Sachdeva, and I did do a complete flip through of this book a few weeks back, maybe the week before last. So, if you're interested in this book, you can look for the complete flip through of this book in my flip throughs playlist. So I thought we would just do the first one in the book. So I'm going to put a sheet of cardstock back behind because I am going to color with my Arrtx Oros brush tip markers. Love these markers. The brush tips are really nice on here. And I haven't colored with them for a while. So we are going to color with those. And of course, I have my color palette figured out. I got a ton of these to type up. Yeah, another big project to do and get them in my little binder. All right, so let's start with number 6, which is yellow. So number 37. All right. Number 6. Let me zoom you in. All right, how is everybody doing? We're doing pretty good around here. It's the middle of the Packer football game, and they just intercepted the ball. So you guys should feel privileged. I'm not in there watching the Packer game. They had just started the second half a little while ago. But I had to get this color and chat done so I could get it up on my channel yet today. We, typically I don't do a whole lot. I'm usually just a homebody here. But yesterday, I think I mentioned in last week's color and chat. No, maybe not. We went up to see Heather and her fiance Adam. If you're new to my channel, I used to babysit my grandkids every day. Little Levi just turned 2, and Maddie, or Madison, is 5. She turned 5 this year, so she goes to school now full-time. And so Heather opted to put Levi full-time in daycare also, because Maddie goes there after school. So both kids are in the daycare now. So we don't get to see them too often anymore. I did have Levi a couple weeks ago because he wasn't feeling good, so she didn't feel comfortable taking him to daycare. So yeah, I had him a couple weeks ago, but yeah, we haven't seen Maddie in a long time, and Maddie is Grandpa's little girl. He adores Maddie. So yeah, took a trip up there, went out for lunch first. They live like an hour away from us, north of us, so went out for lunch at a restaurant up there first, and let me turn the book here. Then went over to their place for a few hours, and oh yeah, they were so excited to see us. The kids were. Heather had left Levi up, even though he should have been laid down for his nap, so he started getting kind of cranky while we were there. But yeah, and the day before, Heather has been wanting a kitty for the kids for quite a while now. Both kids just adore my cats. And the only problem is Heather's fiance, Adam, is allergic to cats. But he gave in because he knew how much the kids wanted a kitty. Well, my oldest daughter, before she could get her female cat fixed, yeah, managed to get pregnant. So Tanya, my oldest, had, was it 4 or 5 little fluff balls to find new homes for. They just turned 8 weeks, so they were ready to go to new homes, and she had found new homes for all of them but 2. There was a little boy and a little girl left. So Heather and Adam decided to get both of them so that they would have each other, which is so nice. And they are just adorable. We got to see those yesterday too. They're little black and white fluff balls. Oh, they are so cute. And yeah, they just love having each other around. So it is so nice that, you know, Heather and Adam were able to take both of them. They don't have any other cats. They have 2 labs, and so the dogs are really good with the kittens, especially Buddy. Buddy is a golden lab, and he's getting quite old. So the kittens, oh, Heather posted a picture on Facebook, and she sent me the picture where the 2 kittens were all cuddled up by Buddy, right by his tummy, all curled up and sleeping. And Buddy was just laying there. It was so cute. Oh my gosh. Don't know if it was the girl or not. Maddie named the girl Princess. Oh my gosh. What was her name? Sasha. Princess Sasha. Maddie's into princesses. But they're not sure what to name the boy yet. And I said, well, if you have a princess, you should have a prince. So yeah, they're not sure what they're going to name the little boy. But yeah, just cute little fluff balls. Looks like they'll have medium length hair. They're not short hairs, but I don't think they're going to be really long hair cats either. So far, Adam's been doing halfway okay with them. His eyes get a little itchy and watery, but nothing too drastic. So they're going to kind of play it by ear. I told her yesterday, because she sent me pictures of them. I'm like, oh, when they come up, I'm going to have to wear a jacket with big pockets. Steal them from her. Oh God, Bob would kill me. We already have the 2 cats and Bella, so yeah, that's enough. But yeah, it was nice going up seeing the kids. Maddie has some real makeup that her auntie gave her. So she had to put some makeup on me. I had very pretty eyeshadow. Had about 5 different colors on. And then she has little girl fingernail polish. And she proceeded to paint Grandpa Bob's fingernails for me. Each fingernail was a different color. Oh, it was so pretty. Oh, yeah, so she had a fun time making Bob and I up all pretty. And then when it came time for us to leave, usually it's Maddie that cries and gets so upset. But this time it was Levi. I was just shocked. He was just crying, wanted more hugs from me and Grandpa. It was so cute. So yeah, it was fun. And it was a nice day out. The sun came out, it was really super foggy in the morning. We had dense fog warnings around, and I had to run in and get groceries in the morning, and yeah, it was pretty foggy out. But it burned off, and yeah, ended up being a really nice day. Almost 70 out. And had to get the lawn mowed because I have my lawn treatment guys coming tomorrow. I'm having True Green come and kind of treating the lawn for a year or two, trying to get this lawn in a shape. It's in pretty sad shape. So yeah, wanted to get the lawn mowed and do something with all these leaves. I mulched some of them up, but we had to rake a bunch of them up. And I'm going to insert a clip here that I took. It's in the fenced in area, the side yard, which is where our maple tree is, and where there's a lot of leaves. So yeah, the trees may be pretty, but they make a big mess. So I'm going to insert a clip here that I took over from that area, just a portion of the fenced in area, and what it looked like before we raked up all the leaves. So I'm going to insert that right here. Okay guys, yes, trees can be really pretty when the leaves are falling and they're all changing colors in the fall, but once they fall, you have all of this to rake up. Anybody want to come help? You are more than welcome. Yeah, so yeah, you guys in the South or out in California or wherever that you don't get the changing of the leaves in the 4 seasons, and you think our trees up here are so pretty in the fall, yes they are, but there is a downside too. Oh, every fall you gotta rake up all those leaves. All right, did I miss any 6s? I'm sure I did somewhere. Let's do the 4s. 4s are red, and that's number 11. And Bella, quit digging in the carpet. Where's my 11? There it is. So, yeah, did that yesterday. So I didn't get any recording done yesterday between running in and getting groceries and hopping in the shower and getting ready and going up to Heather's for the afternoon. So yeah, gotta record during the Packer game because I have supper to make later. I'm making it baked fish this week, baked tilapia, and then diced up little potatoes. I bought some Yukon Gold potatoes because they have the thin skin, so you don't peel them. Just kind of like, you know, usually I do baby reds and dice them all up. Put some extra virgin olive oil on, and then some seasonings. Yum. I haven't made fish in a while, so I thought, ooh, that'll go good. I'm not sure what vegetable I'll make yet, so I'll have to start that a little bit later. The fish doesn't take long to bake at all. It's the potatoes that take a little bit, but so I had to leave myself enough time to do this color and chat before I had to go start supper. So, and I always try to leave myself a little more than an hour to do these color and chats, because it typically, I do like an hour long color and chat if at all possible. And yeah, we won't be getting this picture done in an hour, of course, but we'll see how long or how far we get in an hour. Oh, it is pretty so far. Let's see what other colors does she have in here. I'll have to look once I'm done with this one. So yes, thank you for the suggestion, coloring out of this. I love this book. You know me in patterns. And I mean, not only is it patterns, but it's a color by number book. So when a subscriber requested me to color out of here, I'm like, oh yes, I can do that. So we have some greens in here. Let's see, we got peach, turquoise. What's 13? Purple. Ooh, this is going to be very colorful. Pretty. All right, let's do all these. They look like hearts, don't they? I did have a request also a few weeks ago in a diamond painting unbagging. I had shown a Christmas wreath to diamond paint. And a subscriber asked if I could do a diamond painting in chat working on that Christmas wreath. And I thought, oh, yes, we can do that. But I think I might hold off on doing that one for a few weeks into November, because the next couple weekends I want to color out some Halloween books. You know, it is, I can't believe we're a third of the way through October already. November, oh my heavens, don't say that. Because today is the 10th already. My gosh, I thought it was just the 1st. Yesterday, wasn't it? Oh, my. And so yeah, I thought the next couple weekends for the color and chats, we would work out of some Halloween books. Now, you kind of know the Halloween books that I have. I mean, I have, of course, all of, let's see, Balba families, Sachdeva and Prachi Dewan Sachdevas, Jade Summer, Color Questopia, Sally Berry. I mean, you know my faves, right? Camellia and Jacoba. What Halloween coloring books would you like to see me do a couple of color and chats out of? Let me know in the comments below, because I have so many Halloween coloring books now. It's hard for me to decide. And you know, my faves are, of course, color by number, but it does not have to be a color by number. I can, you know, color out of any Halloween book. I just got that color at one too. So yeah, can color out of any one, and I'll just take, you know, whoever comments, the majority vote, and pick the top two. So yes, please let me know in the comments below which Halloween books you would like to see me color out of. Because let's see, today's the 10th. So yeah, we would have 2 more weekends. So 2 Halloween color and chats to do. So I'll take the top 2 votes. Because today's the 10th, so then the 17th, the 24th. Oh, we would have the 31st is on a Saturday. 17, 24, yeah, 31. So there could be 3 color and chats then. Wow. Yeah, because this has a longer month with 31 days, of course. All right, 3 Halloween coloring chats. And then the first weekend in November, then we will do that Halloween wreath, that Christmas wreath, in case anybody else would like to order it so that you could get it in time for Christmas, potentially. You know, with everything here in the States being stuck in the shipping ports, oh my gosh. I mean, they just can't get the truckers to, you know, truck this stuff here in the United States. And I think there have been, you know, of course, delays all over the world, but we just have hundreds of ships sitting out in these ports, thousands of these big containers, the freight containers with just thousands of packages of all of our consumer products and stuff just sitting there, and they can't, you know, like I said, get the truckers and stuff to truck things across the United States to where they need to go. So yeah, all these ships are just all backed up, just, you know, sitting out there in the ports and losing a lot of money. I know there are some companies that are paying premium prices to have them privately either shipped over or flown over, which costs them an absolute fortune to do. So yeah, it's really, really sad, you know, now that, you know, they're lifting some of the restrictions and stuff around the world. It's still hard to get things shipped. So if it isn't one thing, it's another, isn't it? Yeah, I haven't really been getting a lot of coloring done. I had mentioned in last week's color and chat, I've just been doing real simple one color coloring, and I have still been diamond painting a lot for some diamond painting events. I think I kind of figured out now why I've been kind of down. I don't know if I ever mentioned on this channel, but I lost a baby. And it was, you know, September 29th, so, you know, the end of September, so his birth and death date was not long ago. And he was born a month early, but he was still over 7 pounds, so he was a good-sized boy. And he was born with a congenital defect. My then husband at the time had a condition, a disease called polycystic kidneys, which ran in his family. And my little Kyle was born with severe adult. There's infantile polycystic kidneys, and then there's adult polycystic kidneys, and he was born with adult polycystic kidneys, which is very rare for that to happen. So when he was born with kidneys the size of an adult's. Yeah, but with that condition, when he was born, there really wasn't a lot of amniotic fluid for him to breathe in and stuff, so his lungs never developed. Yeah, so there was nothing that could be done for him. Let's go on to number 8, which is green 56. So, yeah, I'm, you know, it's probably why, you know, I've been a little down, and I'm real good though at forcing myself not to think about things, which can be good and bad, because then you never really face up to it. So yeah, I can't go out to his grave. I've been out there once. Yeah, so kind of a sad situation, but I know there's a number of us in the coloring community that have had to deal with the loss of a child. So, you know, things like this affect a person, of course. Whether it's the death of a baby or the death of a parent. You just never expect to bury your own child, you know, have them pass away before you do. But I was lucky and had 2 healthy children after that. Yet we were nervous on having any more kids after that, but when I did get pregnant after Kyle, I went through a lot of ultrasounds, and Cameron was completely healthy. He was almost 10 pounds when he was born, and very smart, real good kid. And then my Mallory, baby of the family, she's good and healthy too. So I am lucky to have 4 healthy, awesome kids. So that's enough of that downer subject. We'll get off of that one. I go from a happy, jolly subject, like going and visiting the grandkids, to a downer subject, but I just thought I'd let you know. You know, I talk about whatever's on my mind, whatever's happening in my life at the time in these coloring chats, and I know you guys understand that. It's kind of what coloring chats are about, right? But it is a nice weekend here. We actually had a thunderstorm overnight. It was awesome. And a little bit of thunder this morning, so we did have some rain. That's why I really wanted to get the lawn mowed and get the leaves all raked up yesterday, because I knew rain was coming last night. And then, yeah, like I said, a little bit this morning, but now it's real sunny out and quite breezy. So guess what's all falling down onto the lawn that we just raked up? Yes, more leaves. But the trees are getting so ugly now. They're getting all bare. I hate naked trees. Green is not my favorite color, except for when the trees all start turning green and the lawns all start turning green. Then green is my favorite color. As I'm coloring with green. How appropriate. Hey, we're bleeding outside the lines a little bit. It's okay. That's the thing with, you know, alcohol markers on this Amazon paper. This type of Amazon paper is very thirsty Amazon paper. So your alcohol ink, doesn't matter what brand of alcohol markers you're using, they spread and bleed outside the lines very easily. So you try to stay away from going right up to the lines, because you know it's going to spread out a little bit. But a person doesn't always do that. I think some of it is because I'm so used to coloring with my gel pens. And of course, my gel pens, I'm just, you know, used to having that control over them where I color right up to the line, and especially as I'm talking, I forget sometimes to stay away from the lines. But like I said, no biggie. This isn't a masterpiece or anything. This is just for fun. And this book is so relaxing. This is, oh, love it. There are so many neat patterns in here. Oh, I had no idea what to expect when I seen the title of this book, Love for Fabrics. I wasn't sure if I was going to care for it at all. And then I opened it up when I was doing the flip through, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this book. This is awesome. That's why I love both Sachin and Prachi Sachdeva's books, because they do such a wide variety of types of books. You know, they have easy coloring books. They have a lot of color by number books. Sachin does the mosaic coloring books with the squares, the 3x3, and he has one that's 5x5. You know, a little bit bigger squares. You know, he has a number of books like that, which you know are my favorite. And then he has some that, you know, all of his color by number books, or most of them, you know, except for the mosaic, the little square books, typically they always do a non-color by number version too. So if you are not a color by number person, you can always get the non-color by number version of the book. So I mean, yeah, they do such a variety, you know. And then Belba family too, they do such a variety of subjects and color costopia. I mean, they all come out with such neat books. So especially lately, boy, they've really been pumping out the books, and pretty soon I bet you they'll be starting to come out with their Christmas books. Yeah, that's my favorite holiday, is Christmas, even though it's during winter. I don't know, it's just something about the shopping for the kids and the grandkids, hoping you get them something they really want. Can't quite afford to, you know, spend what I used to on each. The family keeps growing. Although I haven't had a new grandchild in a couple years, but I'm still waiting for my son to announce something, seeing as how they've been married now for what, 4 years, I think. But you know, they're playing it smart. They, you know, they're getting out, doing what they want to do, taking their vacations during the summer, and going to Packer games when they want, because they live right in Green Bay. They're not very far from Lambeau Field, which is the stadium where all the Packer games are played. Well, the home games. I think we're just going to continue on the top half of the picture, see if we can get the majority of the top half colored in so we can see what it's all going to look like. Let's go on to number 11, which is our turquoise 65. All right, where's our 11s? So yeah, we'll see. And Cameron healed pretty well from the COVID. He got over it pretty good. Didn't get real sick. He said he had a couple days that were a little rough. And for Cameron, that's saying something, because that kid hardly ever got sick. He has a terrific immune system. Matter of fact, when he was still in high school, his goal was to get through all of his years of school without taking a sick day. And he didn't quite make it, because when he was in grade school, he had gotten it's when they still had the let's see, was it chicken pox? Yeah, I think the chicken pox. And I think Mallory came down with him, and then he caught him. Now, of course, kids don't get chicken pox anymore with the immunizations out there, but so yeah, he missed a couple there, and then he also came down with something else, I think when he was in middle school. But other than that, that kid missed no days of school. Even if he felt bad, came down with a nasty cold once in a very great while, he'd still go to school. Did not want to miss school. So he's kind of abnormal in that regard. Most kids would love to get out of school. It's kind of like Sheldon, if you watch Young Sheldon, which is a spin-off of Big Bang Theory. Oh, I missed that show. That was my favorite sitcom ever. So yeah, I was so sad when that show ended. So now we watch Young Sheldon. And I was excited to see, did anybody watch Be Positive when it was on for the first season last year? I thought that show was so funny. And it ended up where, you know, the whole season was where about she was donating her kidney for him because he was, he lost the function of both his kidneys. He was in kidney failure. And he would have had to been on dialysis until he found a kidney donor. And can't think of the actress's name, but she is just hilarious. And they had gone to high school together. And she was kind of a druggie and drank a lot, and yeah. And she decided to donate her kidney to him, or a kidney to him, so she had to clean up her act. And she's just so funny. Oh my gosh. But yeah, last season ended where they had the operation and it was successful and he got his kidney. So I could have swore they said it was just a one season show. But now I see it's coming back. I think in a couple weeks. And so I'm like, oh, yay. So it's like, oh, good. Got another show to watch during the week. I don't watch a lot of the shows during the week. When I color and stuff or diamond paint, I typically watch YouTube. However, I've been getting behind on YouTube videos because I've been getting sucked into watching Netflix. I just got done binge watching Manifest. Who has all watched Manifest? Oh my gosh. Oh, it was so good. Oh, loved it. And I thought it was a done deal. I thought there was just, a total of 3 seasons. Well, you know how it just plays one episode, one right after another? So you don't really see what episode you're on and what season you're in. Here, it ended last night, and it was the last show of season 3. And a person just died. One of the main characters. I'm like, no! And it has been renewed for another season, but when does that season start? Oh, I hate that. Let's do 13, which is purple, 83. So, yeah, my binging of Manifest has come to an end. But that means I can catch up on a bunch of YouTube videos. I haven't even watched all of what I colored in September videos, so I have to go back and watch that. And I do also have a lot of color and chats and diamond painting and chats and haul video. I mean, I have so much to catch up on. I've watched some of them, but yeah. I did get caught up on all my comments and my emails. Finally. And as I was doing that, guess what? You know, I had mentioned, and was it last week's Color and Chat, or was it the week before, that a bunch of my comments were disappearing. So if I have not responded to you, it's because I never seen your comment. We do not know. I know a number of us content creators have been, you know, stating in our videos that we have a lot of comments that just disappear. And I've been having subscribers say that they've noticed it too. Excuse me. They'll comment on something and then they'll notice it's not there. So as I was answering and going through, or at least hearting, you know, showing you guys the love back. If it didn't require a response, I at least give you guys a heart on all of your comments. So as I was going through and doing all that, guess what? I have hundreds upon hundreds of comments that all of a sudden appeared. Now, I know I was behind. I was not behind by a year. I have comments, like I said, that all the way back from a year or more, that all of a sudden now I have. It's like, what the heck? For you other content creators, have you noticed that? That it must be all the comments that got deleted, maybe? I don't know. Because when I get caught up, I make sure that I have gotten caught up on all of them that have been unanswered. And yeah, out of nowhere, all these comments appeared. So I did not go back. I apologize, but I mean, for all I know, there could have been 1,000 comments in there. That would have taken me days and wouldn't have been too applicable anymore. Anyhow, at this point, if you had asked me a question a year ago and I hadn't still answered it, I am so sorry. Or if you left comments on my videos and I didn't give them a heart, I apologize. I don't understand. Makes no sense. Ooh, this is getting colorful. Wowzers. All right, let's see. We have the people across the street. They're very sociable. They're the newer neighbors that moved in this summer. And they must have had a party last night because there were cars parked all up and down the street. A lot of weekends. They have a lot of people over. Now today they have even more. We're thinking it's probably for the Packer game, if they're having a Packer party. Because, yeah, they're parked all the way up and down both sides of the streets today. I mean, one car fits through the street now if you're driving. Because, yeah, they kind of narrowed the street a little bit. But they're real, you know, good. They, you know, do bring alcohol and stuff, and they're typically out back, and they're a little loud, but it's during the day, you know. They're really good about leaving, you know. They're not out there partying late at night and stuff. They're usually all gone by like 10 o'clock, so, you know, not a problem at all. But I can hear them out there right now. I don't know if you guys can hear them. And then their little doggy that they leave out back. I don't know. I feel sorry for this little thing because you just hear it barking and barking and barking back there. And I'm like, oh. I don't think they let either one of their dogs in the house. And so, yeah, this poor little thing is about the size of Bella. I've only seen it a couple times. 125, hot pink. So this is number 16. So yeah, I don't think they let their dogs in the house. Oh my gosh, they're really yelling out there now. Maybe we got a touchdown. I don't know if it's a Packer game over there or a Packer party or not. I'm just guessing. So, what was I saying? Oh, about their little doggy. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel so bad. And then there's one that's up further on the hill. Especially in the morning, I can hear this poor thing. And I don't know if they just let it out to go potty in the morning and it just doesn't like being outside by itself. I mean, that would definitely be Bella. She would bark and like crazy if we left her outside by herself. But this dog, like a block up, I'm suspecting, doesn't bark. I can't even describe the sound that it makes. Almost to the point of it sounds like it's hurt, you know? It like yelps or whines or I don't know. But yeah, it's just a pitiful sound and I'm like, oh, let your doggy back in. And then I'll hear it at night and I can hear it in the house even. So it's like, oh, I feel so sorry for it. But yes, I am a big animal lover. All animals. We have quite a few deer and other critters, you know, that don't make it across the highway, shall we say. And, I have to look away if I'm driving. Every single time bothers me to no end. All right, one more 16 and then we're gonna go to the 18s. All right, so our last color in the top half of this 18, which is peach. Oh, that'll be a pretty background, won't it? Peach is 142. Here we go. All right. I don't know if I'll quite get all the peach finished up here. I don't know what else to talk about. Oh, I got a yucky story that's, I guess, fitting for Halloween. In Wisconsin, and I can't remember exactly where this was. I think it was northern Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken. An older guy, I think he was an elderly gentleman, had a bat infestation in his attic. I mean, ew. And one night, all right, if you're squeamish, maybe you don't want to hear this. You might want to mute for a little bit. One night, he woke up to a bat biting him in the neck. Now, is that a Dracula story or what? But that's not the worst part. Upon testing, he went in for treatment, and upon testing, this bat was rabid. And the man opted to not get treated for rabies. So why would you go in for treatment, find out that this bat had rabies and then say, nope, I don't want to go through that treatment. I don't understand. Because then the man did end up dying from the rabies. Isn't that freaky? I just about died when I heard that story. Now, typically bats do not bite you, especially bite you in the neck. You know, when you're in bed, you don't have to worry about a bat biting you in the neck. But because it was rabid, you know, bats are awesome overall. I love bats. Matter of fact, when I was married and we lived out in the country, we built bat houses. So we had quite a few bats around. They are so good for eating bugs, especially mosquitoes. And yeah, so we had, like I said, we had a lot of bats around. And I'll never forget one time we had a rain barrel. I would water my garden and plants, flowers and stuff with rainwater. So I collected the rainwater. The kids found a bat in the rain barrel. So what did they do? They came inside. I didn't know this. Got a towel. I think it was just a hand towel, not a big one. I don't remember. Proceeded to go get this bat, fished it out of the rain barrel, and brought it in the house. That wasn't the worst part. You know, they rescued a bat. That was good. Like I said, I like bats. They do a lot of good. But the bat got away. Oh my gosh. I had vaulted ceilings in the living room and the dining room and my kitchen. And so this bat was up in the very top corner of my living room, just hanging there, hanging out, just a chilling. And we couldn't get at it, even with a ladder. So, yeah, I had a bat hanging in my living room for like a day. We tried shooing it down, you know, kind of spooking it down. Well, eventually it came down on its own. And we managed to catch it and release it back outside. It wasn't a big bat. I think it was like a fruit bat. It was just, you know, maybe that big. He was so cute. But yeah, much as I like bats, I really didn't care for one hanging out in my living room for like a day. He must have got hungry and decided, I need some mosquitoes. Yeah, you go out and you get them mosquitoes. Because heaven knew there was enough of them out there. We lived across the highway from a river. And so, yeah, there were a lot of mosquitoes out by us. We even had opossums, huge opossums, coming up by our house. And we would see them. They'd be like sunning themselves on the rocks down by the river, because we had kind of like a miniature falls down by the river, and that's where a lot of people would go fishing for suckers and stuff. And yeah, so there were a lot of rocks down there. These opossums would just be sunning themselves. It was very interesting living out there, because across the highway also, we would every year have a pair of bald eagles that would nest in some of the trees over there. And so every year we would get to see these gorgeous bald eagles, and they would have babies. And we would see them, you know, teaching their babies to fly. And we, you know, of course, couldn't see the eggs or anything up from where we were. But we could see, because they have humongous nests. So we could see, you know, this nest up in the tree. And then, yeah, every year we would get to see the little bald eagles learning to fly and get bigger and bigger. And then, of course, eventually take off. So, yeah, we'd have lots of wildlife. We had like a 1/4 acre field in the back of our house that we just left grow like wild grass. And then my in-laws lived next door, and they had a woods back behind their house. So we had deer out there. I mean, we had all kinds of wildlife out there. I miss my home out there, but such is life, right? Have to move on. That was a house that we had stick built. We planned it out, and yeah, it was a nice house. Great to raise 4 kids in, because we had 4 bedrooms in that house. So 2 of the girls bunked together, but yeah. All right, look at that. Did get the background done. Yeah, can't believe it. Managed to jabber and find enough stuff to talk about. I don't quite have the gift of gab like some other color tubers. You know, they can talk for hours and hours and hours, and I can't really do that. But I do manage to find enough to talk about, don't I? Whether you want to hear it all or not. So yeah, we got the top half done. Isn't that pretty? I love it. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go through this book. There's another one coming up that I just love. This one. This one reminds me of a pattern book that Marty Noble has out. It's a Dover book. So it's just a real thin one. It's called Decorative Tiles and Patterns, Decorative Tiles and Designs, something like that. And it's got a blue cover, and it has all stuff like this, except for it's on a smaller scale. And so I use gel pens, of course, in it. And, oh, yeah, I haven't colored in that book in a long time. I'm going to have to get that out. It's not color by number like this, but, yeah, it's all just, this one really reminded me of it. So I am going to have to color this one. What's number 7? Hope it's not green. Ah, it's dark green. 18, background is peach. 10 is blue, and 4 is red. Oh, that's still going to be really pretty. So we're going to have the red, the blue, the dark green, and then peach back behind for these here anyhow. These, I don't know. 16 is hot pink, and then a blue background, and then these are yellow, and 12 is light blue. So, oh yeah, that's going to be pretty. Oh my gosh, I'll have to do that maybe after this one. Although I'm already working on a picture out in the living room. Of course, it's a Halloween picture. You like the Halloween nails? Cut off all my fingernails. Yes, I did, because this nail was so long. I think it's the longest I ever had, my middle nail. And of course, it started ripping way down here. So I just decided to cut them all off. Start them all over again. But gotta put the Halloween nails on anyhow. So got all kinds of decorative pumpkins. Maddie just loved these yesterday. Pumpkin, 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 diamonds, pumpkin. She's so funny. She loves fingernail stuff. She's all girly girly. So I am going to quit jabbering now, and I will leave it here. I hope you enjoyed this color and chat. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. It really does help the channel out. And subscribe if you're new to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when I put up new videos. I hope everybody has had a terrific weekend. And as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.